faithful. Forever we faithful. Not again. Forever we faithful. Forever we faithful. Niner my gang, whoa, that back came real fast. I feel like Usain Bolt. These teams not like us, they not in the same boat. We beat all the big teams, we got all the big rings. I read in that gold. We ball never fold, grind stay in that mold. Another ring is the goal. All we do is win, 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 no matter what. It's a scary sight, a Niner jersey and a cut. Faithful to the beta, Niner gang, yeah we up, living plush. Soon as you look up, another touch. Damn, it ain't next year, it's all year. Now, crowd full of red, white, and gold, screaming loud. Let's get it in, let's get it in. Niner gang, another win. Let's get it in, let's get it in.
Welcome, everybody, to a brand new episode of Fairly Football Podcast. I'm Brandon Free, and joined by me, as always, are my co-hosts, Niner Game Podcast and 49er Media. How we doing, fellas?
Doing good, man. Yeah, much.
All right, let's get right into it. It's been about 2 weeks since we went live last, and we did fall to the Seahawks to end our season.
Yep.
This is gonna be a recap show of the season and how we feel the Niners did this season, and then also going on to next season to get what we need. We'll give our thoughts on that and everything like that. But let's get right on into it. Anshul, start with you, buddy. After a long fought hard season, the 49ers ended their season in the divisional round against the Seahawks.
Yep.
What are your thoughts, man? How did you feel about this season? And were you more impressed than what you had in the beginning of the season?
Yeah, I think that the Niners, honestly, we kind of knew this was a reset kind of year with just the way last offseason went, getting rid of a lot of the older guys, especially on defense, and then bringing in, a lot of youth, which I thought there were some really good signs from some of those guys. But yeah, I just wasn't really expecting much this season. I was like, if they make the playoffs, that is amazing. And they did, and it was even better because with all these damn injuries, they still went 12-5 at the end of the day and still won a playoff game. Yes, it was disappointing, but honestly, like when that loss with Seattle, I was disappointed because I was like, man, imagine what the story would be with all of these injuries. But it was like they went above my expectations. So I wasn't really that mad. Again, I thought some guys really showed out, out of the rookie class. CJ West, Alfred Collins, Upton Stout. I feel like every single rookie, except for, Nick Martin, except for three guys, Nick Martin really, dealing with the concussion. And even if he wasn't dealing with the concussion, I really think it was like a red shirt kind of year. Would have loved to see Jordan Watkins just because the wide receiver room was so banged up and we didn't even see him at all. Even if he wasn't fully ready, as in what Kyle Shanahan believes, I still think it would have been better to give him a chance. So I guess that's my only critique, really, is I wish that he would have given Jordan Watkins a chance.
Yeah, I totally agree with you there. It would have been cool to see Watkins, especially of how weak we were at the core of the receivers. Before we move on to Deon, if you guys are watching on X, hit that like, hit that repost button. We appreciate it. And we cannot see your chat, so go over to youtube.com/Fairly Football Podcast 49 or 49er Media or Niner Gang Podcast, and we can see your guys' chat there. But as always, hit that like, subscribe button. We appreciate the support. Deon, what are your thoughts on the season this year?
So, for me, I just watched Kyle Juszczyk go on the Rich Eisen show and say it was a successful season. And the funny thing is he was talking to me when he was on his show, because he was like, he's like, I know I'm going to receive a lot of backlash because we didn't win the Super Bowl. And he's like, well, newsflash, 31 other teams don't win the Super Bowl. So did they not have a successful season? So I'll get to that a little bit later. Was it a successful season given the circumstances? Yes. I mean, I didn't have us winning more than about 9 or 10 games max this year. And then when the injuries just kept piling up, it didn't look very good. But I'll say this, the good things that came out of the season was, like media said, we had a lot of rookies play, get themselves a lot of time and do things that they needed to do as well. Of course, like you said, Upton Stout, CJ West, Alfred Collins. I think West and Collins are going to be our defensive tackles. And Upton Stout showing out. I think had Nick Martin been healthy and came on a little bit stronger earlier, he probably would have got a little bit more PT. And then, of course, we didn't see any Jordan Watkins. We didn't see any Jordan James.
Yeah.
So the Jordans just didn't do good on this team, and we ain't talking Michael. So, I mean, it 12-5, you know what I'm saying? You get one win in the playoffs, and then get, belt to ass by the Seahawks in the next round in your own, in their house, by the way. So it definitely is a coach of the year type season, possibly for Kyle Shanahan, dealing with all the injuries. I always remind people we've had this situation before, and he definitely ain't performed like this. So, to be honest with you, I'm going to say this, and I know people may have a reason with it. What is he saying? We severely overachieved. Could be a negative because it masked our Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah,
For
but
sure.
what I'm saying is, when it comes down to it, once again, we've been in these injury riddled season before, and we didn't make it this far.
Ty?
Hey, what's up, Ty? But what I will tell you is, I'm gonna say this, and once again, people are gonna find it a little controversial. We owe Mac Jones.
Yeah,
we wouldn't be here. Because Kyle Shanahan had these seasons many times before. While everyone swears up and down, and I even see the players saying getting the consistency wrong, and it drives me insane. Because Juice said it, you know what I'm saying? And I was like, what? He said, I like that.
Thanks.
So even Juice was like, we had a successful season, and this, that, and the third. And I'm like, what? And then he's like, well, like I said, because of the whole, 31 other teams. Okay, I understand that. I completely get it. But we owe this to Mac Jones. The reason being is in all them other seasons that we had these injuries, we ain't do nothing. When 2018, when Jimmy G decided to think he was a damn running back and tried to spin and tore his ACL, we didn't do nothing that year.
My boy Kev in the freaking
what's up?
Let's go.
He said his 8:99 a.m. show. That's that Bay Area. And boy Kev got a one-liner for everything, man.
Hey, I blame Deon for these 9 o'clock shows. Okay, Kev.
Hey, look, man, y'all got to get y'all ass up in the morning. Wake up with the Baker Boys. See, that's a little history for y'all. Y'all don't know about the Baker Boys. That was way back in the 90s, Power 106, LA. But he basically said that. But the thing is, the reason I give Mac Jones the credit is because Mac Jones held us down. All those other years that we were injured and we were shit at quarterback, we didn't do anything. Hell, we went through a season where Brock was started the whole damn season and still didn't do anything. So we literally, we'll get to the list of what we need, which is ridiculously long. But what I'm saying, as far as the season, was it successful from the the regular season? Yes, going 12-5 is definitely above pretty much most people's expectations. And then getting that one win in the playoffs. So, Kyle now has the opportunity to say, I don't make it to the NFC Championship every year, but I'm definitely not a one and done type cat, which is a good thing. So,
we beat the Super Bowl champs too.
Yeah, it's the Eagles. I don't know what it is when we play them. They seem to fall apart for some damn reason. Outside of ripping off Brock Purdy's arm, and that's the easiest way to do it because you ain't got no damn quarterback. And we all know Josh Johnson wasn't doing a damn thing for us in that game. But it is.
Yeah, even if he stayed healthy, like no way.
Yeah, I doubt that he would have been able to get in there and do much of anything. I mean, I think I literally just saw a commercial with Josh Johnson saying he's been on like 23 teams or something. I'm like, Jesus, he just bounce around the NFL. But for me, once again, still, I have to agree, successful season, given the circumstances. But just a little disappointed that we couldn't take it in our house, because I said this, once I figured out that things possibly could run through Santa Clara. Kyle Shanahan would have ascended to God mode like Roman Reigns had he brought a Super Bowl to the Bay Area. In the Bay, people will look at you and be like, if you ever let that coach go, Jed York, you got problems. But now we got some other stuff that we can talk about, you know what I mean? But it is what it is, man.
We're coming up on year 10 almost. So
and we'll talk about that other stuff later. But how did you feel about the season, B-Dub?
Like I told my family when we were watching the game against the Seahawks, because I was over at my uncle's for a birthday. Yeah. I'm like, you know what? I'm not mad. I'm not mad at all. I'm not upset.
Yeah.
They beat my expectations when we talked about this beginning of the season. I said about 11-6, 12-5, which I mean is what they did, but I didn't have us going to the divisional round of the playoffs. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I have to say it was for me. Once they got to that point where they possibly could have had home field advantage, that's when I started to feel a little more comfortable. And the funny thing is it hurts because I really would have loved for us to have found a way to be able to beat the Seahawks. But, just because Fred was working his butt off to get back. Yeah. And, like, he literally just said, like, when they did their exit interview, he's like, no, I'm good. Like, I'm straight. Like,
I would have played the
OTAs, training camp, all that. Like, I'm good. But with that being said, we all agree season was successful given the circumstances.
It's just the injuries finally caught up to us.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, they did, man, and the simple explanation for this is when you don't address specific things on your team, you wind up in that spot. Mm-hmm. I.e., you don't address your O-line. You wind up getting punked and bullied. You know what I'm saying? You don't adjust.
How many years did we talk about this?
My thing is, I feel like real quick going into this season, a lot of people, including myself, thought, man, this depth is really bad. If the Niners get hurt, they're going to be screwed. And obviously they got hurt a lot. And I think this depth turned out a little bit better than at least what I thought.
What we expected?
Yeah. Which I'm not saying they don't need to improve it. I definitely think they do need to improve.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Still, but it was just better than I thought.
Our injuries mostly were on the defensive side of the ball. And that's what I'd say would really killed us. Because
we even started with the wide receivers and running backs, right? Or right during training camp. So,
what do you call it? And the time that we rely on our defense for the past, multiple years, the one time we basically switched the other side of the ball, have to rely on the offense because if our defense was injured so bad and they were not doing the best, right? Mm-hmm. The offense can only do so much too. But and I mean, Ty brings up a good point here. I'm not saying injuries were the reason why we lost. That last game we did fucking play like shit. I'm not gonna lie, but
so I'm gonna touch on that. So we played the Seahawks a total of 3 times this year, twice in the regular season, once in the playoffs. We scored 32 points. They almost doubled up on us. They scored 61. Now, mind you, the belt to ass was the chunk of that 61 points.
Yeah.
So in the regular season, they only scored 20 points against us, 3 in their loss, 17 in their win, and we scored 32 against them. And that was just from the loss, and then the playoff loss, and then the win we only scored 13. What I've always said is, because I want to talk about the offense this year. We did some good things. We were blessed that we had Mac Jones to be able to guide us through those muddy waters while Brock Purdy was dealing with the toe injury. We were fortunate that, we were able to bring Kendrick Bourne back into the fold to be able to help us out a little bit. What I'm saying? We had to rely on, Juwan Jennings being there, even when he was injured here and there, and, going into games with DeMarcus Robinson and Kendrick Bourne as 2 starting wide receivers.
Sky Moore sometimes.
Yeah. But let's start with the run game. Let's just start. Actually, no, let's start with quarterback. Let's just go top to bottom. Start with quarterback. So if we're looking at it on a season, I'm trying to take a look at it right now. So on the season, we had Brock Purdy. He went ahead and he played. Let me get out of the postseason. I hate when it does this too.
Yeah, it is.
It does. It goes there automatically because you made it. So Brock Purdy played 9 games. 69.4% completion percentage, 2,167 yards, 7.6 yards to throw, 240 yards a game, 20 TDs, 10 interceptions. Mac Jones played 11 games. He had a 69.6 completion percentage, 2,151 yards, but he had 13 TDs and 6 interceptions. So we really did have like a low-key 2-back system when it came to our quarterbacks because we didn't have a choice. Mac went what, 6-3?
Yeah.
I believe
yeah,
so.
I
I think he went 6-3, and then Purdy, I think he went. So what? 6-3 is 9. We had 7. So Purdy would have been like 7-1, 8-1, something like that. I think it would have been 7-1. Yeah. So yeah, we did that. That is not good offense. Ty, you are correct on that. So it's great to have an awesome backup. It's always good to have a good backup. Like, you can never discount that. And once again, Mac Jones earned a lot of respect from me, just based off of what he did this season, how he carries himself, and just seeing the person, the human being that is Mac Jones. In the videos and stuff, of course, I don't personally know him, but from what I see of him on social, he actually is a really cool motherfucker. I like him. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the dude you can invite to the cookout, and he just blends in. Nothing stops him. He's perfectly fine. You probably find his ass at a spades table talking all kinds of crap. You know what I'm saying?
We'll start doing the gritty on your ass.
I'm telling you, you got to be mindful, man. But I like what I saw from Mac Jones. Like what I saw from Brock. We do know this is Brock's team. It's always going to be that way. Obviously, we're not going to get that man that kind of money and sit him on the bench. We are not Atlanta, folks.
Yeah.
But for me, I mean, I'm very happy with both quarterbacks. Look, man, I'm telling you, I agree. Now, Here's the thing. I'm not going to lie to you. If somebody come to me with a 2nd-round pick from Mac, he gone.
Yeah.
He's gone. I love him to death. I do. I like him. Like I said, I earned a lot of respect for him, everything. But somebody come to me with a 2nd-round pick from Mac Jones, you have him. Go ahead. We'll have to figure it out.
Let's see how
I'll take it. Because it's worth it. And he possibly played himself into a starting position elsewhere. You never know. But for me, I like what the quarterbacks did. You know what I mean? Numbers a little lackluster when it comes to it. As a team, we had 33 total touchdowns and 16 interceptions. That means we damn near threw an interception every time we threw a touchdown. Yeah.
You ain't never lied, Kev. I mean,
Kev, you just getting ahead of the topics, bro. I'm gonna get to Kyle. You know that. But what do you think of the quarterbacks, beat up? Start with you, and then we'll end off on the quarterbacks for media. I'm happy with what they did. You know what I'm saying? Of course, we love Brock to be healthy all season, but I don't think he's ever been healthy fully in the season outside of his rookie year, and he only played half the year. So, what do you think, B-Dubs?
So basically, I'm glad we picked up Mac Jones when we did last offseason or this past offseason. I think we should actually keep him going into next season as well, just to have that that backup basically. If Purdy ever gets hurt again, because as you could tell, Mac Jones stepped in when needed to, won us 6 games, and kept our season alive basically. If we didn't have Mac Jones, it probably would have been another 6-10 season, to be honest. Not even gonna lie. So I'd keep Mac Jones for sure. I mean, we have him for 2 years. And I think, I don't know, man. Like, I think we're in good hands with the backup quarterback. And then on the other side, we got a big BCB, Brock Purdy. He when he came back, he came in and destroyed like usual. I mean, fucking that's what you pay the big money for. Wait, you went 8-1, you said? So
I think it was 7-1 because he only played 8 games. I think it's 7-1 or 6-2, one of the two. I can't remember. Okay.
So I mean, I'm happy with our 2 boys, our 2 white boys. So yeah, Anshul, what are your thoughts, man?
Yeah, I know there's been rumblings about Mac Jones and like Minnesota and stuff, but I agree. I'd keep him. I mean, we know that what the Niners have dealt, even just past this season, even just in general with the quarterback position, the Niners need to have a good backup, and Mac Jones honestly proved that. I would like to see the interceptions go down combined, but also I know obviously Purdy was dealing with the turf toe. Honestly, shouldn't have even played like in that Jags game, for example. But yeah, man, like you guys said, without Mac Jones, we're probably 6-11 season, and then we're talking about another maybe top 10 draft pick or fringe top 10 draft pick. So yeah, I was pretty happy with the quarterback position. I was concerned because also the Niners. Right, they lost what's his name, the old quarterback coach from Mick Lombardi. Yeah, thank you, Brian Greasy. And I thought that was going to be a huge loss, to be honest. And I give credit to Lombardi and Brock Purdy and Mac Jones. I thought they did phenomenal for what it was. So
yeah.
And so we got the running backs. Obviously, we had CMC, we had Brian Robinson Jr. We start the season without Brian Robinson Jr. We start training camp without him. And then, we go ahead and we make the trade to go get him, obviously, because the Niners like to waste draft picks on running backs. And I'm not going to get on that soapbox, but don't believe me, look at the history. It's obvious. You drafted Jordan James, you drafted Isaac Guerendo, and gave neither one of these dudes a chance. And then you do Isaac Guerendo dirty. And in the playoff game, when CMC can't go, you put in Jordan James. Like, talk about a smack in the face. If I'm Isaac Guerendo, bro, I am pissed. I roll up on Kyle like, bro, what did I do to you? This ain't fair, homie. How you gonna put the rookie in before me? This don't make no sense. But either way, we did get to see for me, an overusage of Christian McCaffrey. The man had over 400 touches alone between rushing and receiving, which is insanity. Not to say that he's incapable, because he did it, but you start the season saying, I don't want to run Christian into the ground. We got Brian to protect him from himself. We got Brian to spell Christian McCaffrey, yet you just didn't spell Christian McCaffrey pretty much at all.
And
so, for context,
you didn't even use half of the touches to Brian Robertson.
For context, let me make this very simple for y'all. Christian McCaffrey had 311 carries. 311. Guess how many Brian Robinson had?
I was just looking.
92.
Yeah.
The man tripled the amount of carries his counterpart had.
Yeah.
This
What?
this is the year after coming back from a big freaking injury.
Hello.
Yeah.
So for me personally, do I like what I saw from CMC? I love it. You gotta love the production. Here's the biggest problem. Everybody on this panel knows there's one thing that running backs fear, and it's the age of 30, which is what Christian McCaffrey will be this year. He will be 30. At 30, that stuff don't start working for running backs no more. It's rare. It's rare that after 30, a running back maintains that. And I'm gonna tell you right now, yeah, you're right. He definitely he definitely ain't got that speed, that pop. CMC will probably give you a good 20, 30 yards, but
I feel like I noticed it already too.
Oh
like,
yeah, no, you see it.
He didn't have as much.
But I mean,
of
that
the
just
pop.
comes with age and attrition and
Yeah.
then over usage. So CMC on the year had over 400 touches. I think the man had, and I'm looking at the stats right now, Christian McCaffrey, 1,202 yards rushing, and then 924 yards receiving. The man almost had 2,000 yards of 2,000 all scrimmage yards, and he had 17 touchdowns on the year. By all standards, that is fantastic.
Yeah.
But not for a running back that's 29 coming off of 2 bad Achilles.
Mm-hmm.
And then you give Brian Robinson Jr. the rock. Mind you, the man averaged 4.3 yards a carry. He only had 2 touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? But why? Because you allow Christian McCaffrey to usurp him in usage so much that you didn't even get to really see what B-Rob could really give you. So for me, do I love what I got from CMC? Yes. Would I like to see that again this year? Hell to the no. I need CMC. I need the carries cut in half, and I need the passes cut in half. Because we shouldn't be utilizing him that much to a point where that's the focal point of our offense, because it makes us one-dimensional and it's easier. If you're telling me as a DB, I just got to guard Christian McCaffrey, at this point in his career, I am not afraid. I love his route running, but he ain't got the speed he used to. These are things that happen. Brian Robinson Jr., I feel bad because I would have liked him to get more touches, and I know he would have liked to have been on the field more. But, I mean, this is not the first time that players have come out and said that the Niners have favoritism in their locker room and on the field. I believe Willie Snead was one of the guys who said that. There's a couple other people that have spoken on this, and we know that. And we know how vital CMC is to this offense. He is the key. But at the same time, you still got to be able to spread that rock around. So, media, what do you think about the backs this year?
Yeah, I thought CMC, I mean, he was phenomenal in terms of like just coming back from the Achilles tendonitis. Definitely you can see that he doesn't have as much of the speed, and like you said, that's because of the age and the carries, so it makes sense. But yeah, man, I thought Brian Robinson, like especially early on, okay, he was shaky. I get that because obviously kind of had to get used to the system. But then I thought he was looking better, and he honestly should have gotten half the carries. Instead, he gets less than 100 carries, 92 or whatever it was. I don't think I wanted Brian Robinson back, but it's not like they're going to use him, and I don't expect him to be back, because why would he even want to be back here when you're not even using me at all? But yeah, Garendo is just weird. I mean, I get it. It's like, why'd you also draft him, I guess, in the first place? Because you kind of knew that going into the draft, he was running back was a new position for him. You already saw that when you even drafted him, right? That he's not.
And at the same time, honestly, Garendo was our burner. That's 4.3 speed that we just have sitting on the bench.
Yeah.
There are runs that I saw CMC on. I'm saying if that's Isaac Garendo, that's a touchdown.
He's gone.
I mean, the Niners said right in the end of season press conference, we want to add speed. Well, let's give Garendo, I guess, a chance.
Yeah, you don't. There are places you want to add speed, and obviously it's at the wide receiver position, but you definitely don't want to do that from there. But if you did you have more on that media? Or
so I thought running backs were, I mean, solid. Like CMC alone was pretty good. I don't know if I could say much really about everyone else, to be honest, just because just not, they didn't
Yeah.
really
What
get
you got,
much
B-Dubs?
playing time. So
Yeah, I think my thing is like you guys said, you start the season with CMC and Garendo basically back there, right? And then Robinson starts coming in, but then Garendo gets moved to special teams. He's a kickoff returner, and then towards the back half of the season, he's gone. It's Brian Robinson now.
Mhm.
I want to know what the fuck happened to where Kyle was like, "I'm just gonna bench you now, Isaac. Sorry."
Yeah, I don't. The biggest thing for me, once again, is we keep drafting these backs and they never work out.
Yeah.
We pick up undrafted free agents and turn them into superstars. Bobby T and Kyle Shanahan are masterful at that. But I agree with you. But
this is facts.
the thing is why on earth is it that? What is wrong? And
Like,
and
what is
we
going
need
on?
our media to start asking these questions.
Not these dumbass questions that they like to ask.
Yeah. Kyle, what'd you do over the break? I don't care what you did over the break. I don't care that you went to Cabo, which Cabo clicked, and all that crap. I want to know what the heck you doing to improve this team, make it better, and not, basically make everything about one person, a.k.a. Christian McCaffrey. As great as he is, you cannot maintain that. As much as they told Colin Kaepernick and Lamar Jackson and Russell Wilson and all these people, Michael Vick, hey man, that running style ain't gonna work forever. Running CMC into the ground ain't gonna work forever. Wide receivers.
That one's gonna be tough.
This is tough. So for wide receivers, our leading receiver,
Juwan Jennings,
was
right?
Juwan Jennings, 643 yards, played 15 games, 9 touchdowns, 11.7 yards a catch. Not mad at that. Our next leading receiver was a guy who we didn't even have at the beginning of the season. Kendrick Bourne is our next leading receiver. Kendrick Bourne played 16 games, 551 yards, and 14.9 yards a catch. That ain't bad. After that, it just gets worse. So what I want people to understand is our leading receiver was Christian freaking McCaffrey with 924 yards. Our leading touchdown getter was a guy who barely could stay healthy all year. Well, actually, no, I take that back. It was JJ. JJ had 9 TDs receiving. Christian and George Kittle had 7 apiece. Houston, we got a problem.
Yep.
And it's called the wide receiver room. And let me say this now. I am very fortunate that we have Juwan Jennings. Somebody about to break him off.
Yeah.
You can't have the cusp of a 1,000-yard season and however many touchdowns he had the year before. And you can't come out there and put out the season you did halfway injured with the team down there injured every which way and give up 7 touchdowns averaging over 10 yards catch. You do not, if the 49ers are of the mindset they can lowball Juwan Jennings, you have another thing coming.
Yeah.
Does he want to be here? By his exit interview, I would say yes. I would say he likes being here.
I think he really does want to.
I think he really does want to be here. But what I will tell you as well is, just like owners like to get their bread, so do players. Yeah. And you, in no way, shape, or form, can look at Juwan Jennings in the face and tell him, hey, man, we need you here, but we're going to give you about like $12 million a year. Drew Rose, remember the name, Drew Rosenhaus, like superstar agent for all different kinds of sports. He'll laugh at that. He'll send that back with a laughing emoji. That'd be his only response. And he'd wait for you to come back with a real offer. If you want Juwan, unfortunately, Niners, you're going to have to get that man his money. He's earned it. And other teams can see that. Is Juwan a number 1 wideout? I do not believe so.
No.
I don't. I believe he is probably the best number 2 in the league.
Yeah.
But I love JJ. I know, and it's no disrespect to him, but I would say JJ is he is the best number 2 receiver. I would say so. out to, you know what I'm saying? I mean, like one of the best tandems, obviously you saw Devontae and Puka Nacua, you know what I'm saying? But I would say JJ is at least the best number 2, and hey, number 2 is getting broke off too.
No.
But the thing is while we may look at him as the best number 2, some teams are gonna look at him as their number 1.
Right.
And I'll tell you right now, if I'm Arizona, I'm coming for him. You know why? I don't really know what happened to Marvin Harrison Jr. Definitely ain't his dad.
He's hurt. He always gets hurt.
I know another team that I could see that there's a guy that just left the Niners.
I'm going to say this right now. Yeah. If I'm Arizona, you know what I do? Hey, look, man, heal up. Do whatever you're doing over there. I go get JJ. I pair JJ with Michael Wilson, who's been balling quietly, putting up ridiculous seasons year after year with the trash that he has in Arizona. I'm just saying, this is how it works. You got a bot on Twitch, bro. I don't know.
Yeah.
But what did you think about the receivers media? Sorry, it's just
no, you're good.
We literally didn't have anybody over 1,000 yards, and we got 2 dudes barely hit 5. This is bad. This is really
bad. I mean, I know we're gonna get into it, but yeah, wide receivers a major problem on this team. Guys aren't able to stay healthy. Even if Pearsall stayed healthy, I don't know how much I would, really. I'd say still it's a problem because you don't even have a number 2, number 3 if you think about that. JJ's a free agent, and the 2 teams that I think that make a lot of sense, 3 teams: Tennessee, Raiders, and the Chargers. They all got the money. They're the top 3 teams with the most cap space, and they all need wide receivers.
You would make JJ very happy if he went to the Chargers. You know why? Guess who's there?
Yep.
Good old Mike. Hey, buddy, how's it going? You turned J. Are you serious? You mean to tell me you put JJ with Justin freaking Herbert?
Yeah.
Bruh.
So there's teams that could use him, and he'll definitely. I don't see him coming back, even though I would love him to come back.
The money is going to be too large out there for him, bro. Somebody about to break that man off. And you know the funny thing is, KB played his way into a contract. People, Kendrick Bourne, the guy
He really did.
He played his way into a contract with New England. He did. Yeah. And when things didn't happen with New England, and it wound up falling apart. Hey, what did he do? We need you. Come on back home.
Yeah.
So, what did you think about the receiver? Did you have one of the receivers media? I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're good. So it's tough to really grade the wide receivers just because of the injuries, and also just not that. It's just in general, like, I don't know, man. They, like I said, they don't even need just one wide receiver. They basically, a few years ago, they thought they overhauled it because of they extended Brandon Ayuk, and it's like, okay, we have Ayuk and Pearsall, and okay, maybe we just need to get another wide receiver 3. Nope, because soon to be enough, Brandon Ayuk's gonna be gone, and I think he's getting released. I don't see the Niners getting any.
John Lynch said this,
he's gonna be gone, but I'm saying I don't think we're not getting shit for him.
Reasons and all that stuff.
We're not getting anything for him, and then it's Pearsall, unfortunately. Can't stay healthy. Obviously, Cowing, unfortunately, can't stay healthy. The Niners, I'm glad this draft class is supposed to be good with the wide receivers because the Niners need it. So,
what do you think, B-Dubs?
I think we have an okay. We had an okay freaking. Sorry, I'm trying to get rid of this damn bot. An okay receiver core. You saw we couldn't do much throughout the season to get shit started with the receivers. I mean, I have a couple guys that I would like for the Niners to come back, to be honest. And one of them's for sure JJ. But if he finds more money somewhere else, do you, brother?
Yeah.
You played your ass off this season, so
hey, you earned that new contract.
Yeah, but for me, I'd say like Kendrick Bourne, I loved having back. He brought the enthusiasm to the team and the fun. DeMarcus Robinson, I grew to love honestly throughout the year. He balled out too, I think, when he needed to. And I don't know, man. And then Ricky, I'm really worried about Ricky, man. Motherfucker cannot stay healthy. I don't count his first rookie year because he did get shot.
No, I don't.
But dude, he has to try to figure out how to come down to the ground after catching the ball and not hurting his fucking knees. Okay.
Yeah, he does land on his knees a lot, and I don't
He
understand
does.
why you would do that. As a receiver, you know that you need your knees. Moving on to tight end because we about 40 minutes in.
Wait, real quick, I have a quick question.
Go
Would
ahead,
you
go ahead.
bring back Sky Moore?
Yeah,
Yeah, honestly, yes.
for return purposes. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Why
at least for the return game. Yeah.
Yeah, I have no aspirations of putting Sky Moore actually in my offense. No, but as far as a return guy, yeah, he gets the job now. Offensive line is Good thing is we heard Trent will be back.
Just another year that the Niners won't draft a tackle to have a replacement.
They need to
be the swing tackle.
They
ain't gonna do it though.
Left guard, center, we got a problem. I think Dominic Cooney will be okay. I feel like he just had like a little sophomore slump.
And he was dealing with the injury a little bit. I know.
Bro, you can put 50 knee pads on him. I guarantee he'll still find a way to get injured. I don't doubt it. But I think left guard and center are the issues. Lots of rumors about us signing
Linderbaum.
Yes, Linderbaum. A lot of people are like, well, he sucked, and then if he was so good, why would they let him go? And this is not uncommon, okay? Because to be honest with you, we had a fantastic center. He just could never stay healthy. His name was Weston Richburg. I actually liked Richburg. When he was playing, he was really good. Yeah. But he just couldn't stay healthy. You know what I'm saying? And Richburg, shout out to him. He did us a solid by retiring, letting us clear up some cap space. Still screw you, D Ford, for sucking up all that damn money for years, knowing your ass wasn't going to get on the field. Screw you to a lot of these players that we had to pay. That just never did nothing, but it is what it is. But for me, I think left guard and center are an issue. We need to upgrade at both spots. We've got to find somebody to put next to Trent. It's all right. I don't mind what Spencer Burford did, but I don't think he's a solid left guard. I do not care for Ben Barch because Ben Barch can only play one game and get injured again. So we have to address those two positions. But that's mine on the O-line. What you guys got?
Yeah.
Go ahead, Angel.
Yeah, I think left guard definitely. Man, not the guy. Not Burford. Ben Barch. He can't even stay healthy walking onto the field. Probably, honestly.
At this point,
we all know that, man.
Yeah. I mean, they had Connor Colby, but he was a 7th round pick. The Niners need to invest offensive line somewhere in the first 3 rounds. I'd say.
They need to.
And like I just said a moment ago, they need to get a tackle, even if that guy's just going to be the swing tackle for now. But that's the problem is because you had Jalen Moore a couple years ago that you thought could be the swing tackle. And then you find out, actually, we got to put him inside. And then Burford, played some tackle in college. Now let's try him at tackle. It's like, no. Stop trying to get these guys that are, smaller, that are going to be converted into, guards at the next level. Go and get yourself a legitimate guy who can actually play tackle and that you don't got to keep, trying to figure out where the heck he's playing. So along with, off the left guard spot, center, even though I thought Brendel had his best season, I still would upgrade there, get younger there. Probably could help you get more athletic there too if you go with the younger guy. I'm not sure who else is really out there other than Linderbaum. So I'll doing my research on that. But I think definitely again left guard, center, and then get a swing tackle.
Yeah, I think for me, I think the whole O-line just needs a replacement. We need all
Agree.
young guys, man. Like,
I think our O line is
shit.
left
Say
tackle.
that.
Of the future.
Say that again because you cut out.
Sorry, we need to get ourselves a left tackle of the future.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to make sure that we sure up that left guard spot, man. The O-line is getting old, but I don't think they're that old. I think pretty much most of them are fairly young outside of maybe Brindle and Williams.
Brindle
I think Williams is mid-30s.
And McKivitz needs to go.
No,
Well,
McKivitz isn't terrible, though, for a right tackle.
At least he's been all right.
Because I feel like
that's what I said.
Right.
Right guy,
I think McGlinchey, man.
If we'll put it like this, if we're looking at our O-line and we really want them to address it, we can only ask them probably to address 2 spots maximum. And I think honestly, if you go get Linderbaum and get Brindle the hell out of here, and then if you draft yourself a good left guard, we're fine. Once again, I think Tony just had a little bit of a sophomore.
Sophomore slump, yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, I'm not worried about the right guard spot.
While we like a little bit better, he's serviceable. I'm not worried about the right guard spot.
Yeah. No, I'm not worried about the right spot, really, because my thing is, especially
That's some bullshit.
When you have an offensive line, the right tackle spot, I feel like, is usually the weaker spot. And that's the issue here where Niners, it's like the guard spot is and the center spot are the weaker positions. So they need to upgrade.
So I will say this. We got to flip to the defensive side of the ball. I'm going to say this right now.
Tight end? We didn't talk about tight end.
Oh, tight end. The only reason I say nothing about tight end is because we already know how this works. Kittle, he'll probably be back mid-season at best, even though he did the surgery that's supposed to be the accelerated version for what happened with him and his Achilles. I don't think he's going to be ready for the opener.
Can we get Luke Farrell out of here? I mean, I did see he got a cut in his contract, so
yeah. I think though too is I think we'll be okay with our tight end core too, because Tonjes is pretty good as well.
Yeah, but we got to get rid. Yeah, but I agree with media. Get Farrell out of here.
Fuck yeah, for sure.
We're gonna have to
gave up that fucking ball in Seattle.
We're gonna have to draft another tight end to be able to.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'm just tired of this tight end carousel because it's like, dude. Yeah. Okay, the problem with the Niners in the tight end position is, right? They try the draft, then they bust on it. Then they're like, let's try free agency. They bust on that. Then they try free agency. That works a little bit. Try it in the draft again. Like, I'm not asking that you're going to replace George Kittle because there's no way, but just get a competent second guy.
Yeah.
I'm tired of them going after guys that are like the second guy that, they can only block or they can only catch. It's like they need to be looking for.
You got to find that true dual threat tight end to be able to back up George Kittle because he does get injured kind of year in and year out.
He ain't getting younger, so.
Yeah, I mean, you got to love George, but, he plays a little reckless, and we got to be careful. Defensively, obviously, we need another defensive end. I like Michael Williams, but I am going to continually pound the table. No, I don't want Kyle Pitts. I'm sorry. He's only a possession receiver, and we are – let me explain why, Vince. The reason I don't want Kyle Pitts is because I don't want him winding up on the bench doing nothing. He's too good of a player, and he could go somewhere where they'll utilize him rather than to come here. He does not block. Kyle Pitts is not a blocking tight end. Kyle Pitts is a possession tight end. If we do that, it's going to kick us in the ass. And he
ain't taking a one.
We're not going to see any 2 tight end sets, which we would have loved to have seen with Tonjes and Kittle, since both of them seem to be fairly good. So it would be a waste, unfortunately, and I wouldn't want him to get done like Brian Robinson did. You come here just to sit here and do nothing. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's easy money, but it still does suck because players do want to play.
Yeah.
I just also think he wouldn't come here because I think he's gonna get a multi-year deal.
Somebody will pay him. I'll be honest with you, go where the money go. Take your ass to Tennessee or the Chargers.
I'd
go to it put like this. Media, they see now you got me thinking. If Tennessee were to get JJ, and then go get Kyle.
Jason.
Now Cam Ward's got more weapons. You still got Tony Pollard back there. If y'all
And
go
you
out there and get
still
those
got,
dudes in free agency, and you go ahead and shore up that O line, Tennessee now becomes a little bit of a threat in the AFC South.
Yeah.
You know, depending on how they gel. But me personally, on the defensive line, I like everything. I know that Michael Williams tore his ACL and he's coming back and all that.
He started to look good too.
Huh?
He started to look good too before he tore his ACL.
I will pound the table and say this. If I want my line shored up, I am calling the Raiders and I am getting Max Crosby. Max Crosby and Nick Bosa on the edges will make Alfred Collins and CJ West in the superstars. It will work. That's my take on the defensive line. And as far as our linebackers, re-sign Eric Kendricks.
I was just gonna say that, dude.
Sit D Winters the fuck down. I love you, D. I want you out there, but I only want you out there as the third. If you just see, and this is the reason why I like it, because I saw Kendricks when he fully understood the defense. If you put him and Fred out there, that's crazy. And yes, they are a little bit older, but while you do that, you shore up the guys. You shore up a Tatum Bethune and a D Winters, and a Nick Martin. And
I don't know though if you can keep shoring up D Winters because I feel like you kind of have already done that.
Well, hey, if you can't shore him up no more, then you got to tell him, hey, appreciate you, love you, but goodbye. That's what I would do. But that would be me. I would go get Max Crosby with our first round pick.
Real quick,
first round pick because we always find a way to fuck it off some way anyway. That's just. But
you think they get rid of Bryce Huff?
No, he is not. He's out of concussion protocol. He's out now. That was a long time ago, bro.
No, but it was weird because Kyle said,
which was a little
no, because Kyle said during the presser that he was out of concussion protocol, but then a few days later, I think it was either Matt Mayoko or Matt Barra saying he wasn't out of concussion protocol.
No, he's out, bro. Concussions don't last that long. If a concussion lasts that long, he should have never played football in his life. Yeah. I think sometimes, you know how it is, man. People put up whatever, but that's just me. What do you got on the defense, man? And I think we might need another corner depending on if Renardo Green gets his head out of his ass.
I think we got to get the right coach first. So if it's Schwartz or Morris, I'm all for it. That's what I got to say about that.
Let's talk about the DC after.
Definitely. So we got something on that.
But I think, like I was saying, Alfred Collins, he was coming to his own, man, and he's starting to look freaking good. What we drafted him for, and then he tore his ACL. But CJ West looked great. And, I think I'm going to have to agree with Deon. If we could get like Max Crosby or even close to a Max Crosby to help out Bosa on the other end, dude, it'll do wonders for the rooks inside.
Because the one thing that I will say before you jump in there, media, somebody put up a thing. Oh, and definitely sorry that you had that lasted a whole month, bro. I definitely am sorry about that. But I'm just saying, for a football player, it doesn't add up. Why are we saying you're in it, then you're out, but then you're not, then you are? Like that, to me, for that moment, is just smoke and mirrors. It probably lingered for a while, but I'm pretty sure he's good now. But I'm glad you're okay, Jason. I don't know how long ago that was, but I'm glad you're okay. At the end of the day, when it comes down to it, Nick Bosa is just not a game wrecker individually. He is not.
Yeah.
And I like him. I like what he brings to the table. But 2 years out of the time that he's been here, he's been injured. He has not been able to play. And this happens. So for me, we need somebody opposite him that is a game wrecker and can stay healthy. And Max Crosby is that dude. He is a game wrecker. Because when you think of the Raiders and their defense, that's the first and only name you can name. Yeah. Jamal Adams ain't been shit since he been with the Raiders, and I don't know another defensive player on that defensive line or on the defense in general.
Hey, nobody's been shit since they've been with Raiders. Let's just be honest.
So, I mean, if Crosby is out there still playing and, messing off draft positioning for them, like I'm getting paid, so I'm going out there and doing it, then, hey, we can bring him in. We got Parag Marate. He'll rework that contract, figure out a way to make it work for us. Hell, we could even try to find a way to get the Raiders to eat some of that money just to get him off their book. Like, whatever we got to do. But I'm saying if you want that and you don't want – because Michael Williams now has to get on the field and recover from the ACL and then play and miss all the offseason work and miss, training camp. All of this stuff comes into play, people. So that slows his development as a pass rusher. So if you go out and you get somebody bona fide, certified, like a Crosby, you'll be okay.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, if we're going into the defensive coordinator talk, I would really love Jim Schwartz to be here.
Yeah. Can I talk about the D line real quick and then we?
Oh yeah, my bad. Go.
Yeah, no, you good. Yeah, I mean, if the Niners somehow get Max Crosby and then the Warriors get, Mr. Antetokounmpo, I mean, I'm just gonna say the bait would be legendary. But anyways, yeah, man, I think
We gotta go get Giannis.
No, but I'm gonna talk to you about that later. But yeah, I think that if the Niners can get a pass rushing specialist. And then you also give Michael Williams the time he needs to come back.
Mm-hmm.
And then, he's good at stopping the run because as we saw, Niners were top 5 in run defense before he got hurt. And then it plummeted to 28th, I think. So, yeah, if the Niners are able to get another pass rushing specialist and then pair him up with Michael Williams, and then you got Nick Bosa, obviously, also coming off the injury. I think, man, this defensive line looks a lot better. And then you got year 2 of Alfred fucking Collins and CJ West. So, yeah.
So, defensive coordinator. Like I said, I want Jim Schwartz. I want him here. I want him here, and I want him here like yesterday. If I don't get Jim Schwartz, I want Raheem Morris. If I don't get Raheem Morris, I'll settle for Gus Bradley. That's my order. That's what I'm thinking. And the main reason I want Schwartz here? Because it's going to force Kyle's punk ass to evolve. You can't keep doing the same crap and thinking it's going to work. Also, if you have not heard, all of the defensive people who used to be a Niner, all they've been saying is strictly the same thing. The scheme is old. It's outdated.
Everybody's figured him out.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry, excuse the hell out of me. If you bring Schwartz in, you bring in something new, you bring in a fresh
He also
mind.
does the wide 9, though.
That's okay.
But I get what you're saying is he's evolving with them.
He's evolving with it's evolving with him. And we're stuck in the past. So my thing is, I want somebody in who will force Kyle to be smart again. Everybody continually gives him this offensive guru, genius, moniker tag. I'm sorry. Over the past couple of years, bro, you've been running the same stuff. Why do you think that certain teams are easily able to figure you out? Why do you think that when you play certain guys like a Jim Schwartz, they have your number?
Like I said,
they figured you out. They know what you want to do. They know what you're going to do, and you do it.
Yeah.
That's the simplicity of it. You actually do it. It's like watching a receiver. Okay, perfect example. I use this a lot, but I use it because it's relevant.
Yeah.
Darrelle Revis. He was doing an interview on the podcast. I can't remember the name of it for the life of me. This was before the pivot, but it had Brandon Marshall, Ocho, Chad, Freddie T, had all those dudes. And what happened was they had Darrelle Revis as a guest. Darrelle Revis said, very simply put, Chad would say, how were you able to lock me down? Now he said that jokingly because, Chad don't think nobody can lock him down. But he said that, and Darrelle Revis said, it's simple. I just studied film, bro. When you get the ball, you tug on your right glove twice. It's a simple tell. You got tells, Kyle. And these DCs out here know what they are, especially Jim Schwartz, especially Steve Spagnuolo, who whooped your
And
ass.
Mike McDaniel,
And-
or not
and
McDaniel,
Mike
McDonald.
McDonald's,
They
yeah.
know what you're going to do. They figured you out. You now have to evolve. You must change and grow. And you bring in somebody like a Jim Schwartz, it's going to force him to do it. And I need him to do it because other than that, I'm sorry. Year 10, I better not hear nothing about no damn extension.
Yeah.
You need to get some receivers, and you need to make sure you do a good job. Because I can tell you right now, if we go 7-10 or 8-9 next year, it's time to move on.
Yeah.
Thank you for the time. We appreciate you. Got to Andy Reid you, buddy. You've been here, but you can't get it done. Sorry, time to move on. You
Can I ask
survived.
you? Can I ask
But
you
what do
guys?
y'all got for the DC position?
Go ahead, Anshul. I'll let you go first.
Yeah. Thanks. Okay.
Everybody's so
Yeah, Jim Schwartz definitely my top choice. He's the guy that created the wide nine. I mean, what you want to say about Cleveland? Yeah, I mean, I know they're a dumpster fire, but that defense, man, and I get it. They have Myles Garrett, but that defense still plays pretty good. That guy's been through multiple regimes, which I think is also a good thing. That's what I really liked about the guy like Brant Boyer when they brought him in last year, because he'd been through regimes with the Jets. And clearly you see that Jim Schwartz, is evolving. The only tough part with getting him is if the Browns will actually let him go. I know he was throwing a fit that they said that he didn't get the head coaching job. So, I mean, that's the only thing that the Niners kind of have to wait to see if he will actually get, released from his contract. And if that's the case, yeah, I think the Niners are going to probably end up hiring him. Raheem Morris, I agree with you, Deon. I think he'd be my actually, no. I think he'd be my third choice. I'm kind of 50-50 on Raheem Morris, to be honest. I don't know. I'm like 50-50 on him and Gus Bradley.
Okay.
But also Gus Bradley's also, been a guy that's been the wide nine, and not really like the question I guess I'd have with Gus Bradley is he evolving? That I'm not really sure about. So
That's true. That is true.
Yeah.
For sure.
Because I really don't like the wide nine. I feel like that's
Neither do I.
Well, because the problem with the wide nine is like, even though the wide nine's I think good in pass rushing, it's you give up the run way too much.
Yeah, and when the thing is you never know when the team's going to run. So your scheme has to be able to fit both. And that wide nine does not fit both. It fits one, it does not fit the other. But what you got, B-Dubs, on that?
Yeah, like I said, dude, either Raheem Morris or Schwartz, I'm good with. Gus Bradley's my third option, like most of you guys. But I would really like to have Schwartz just because of what he's done with Cleveland with that defense. Even when they are ass, like their defense is still fucking solid. So, I mean, it'd be nice to have Schwartz in there and help us be better, especially at the run, dude. Our run defense is atrocious. Like, it's fucking horrible. So that's my take on defense coordinator. Hopefully something
David,
happens.
I'm going for the Patriots. Ain't no way in hell I want to see
Patriots all day.
Out of your mind. I am a New England Patriot. I ain't putting on no gear now. Don't get me wrong, but I would rather them win because
I don't want a division rival winning on our turf.
It's great that
exactly.
it's great that you brought that up, because that brings me to my next point, because we're right at that hour mark, just a little over. I don't want to go too much longer because I don't want to hold up anybody's day. If Mike McDonald finds a way to win this Super Bowl, we have a problem. Because Kyle, to me, moved to the third best coach in our division.
Yeah, and Mike McDonald makes the Super Bowl and wins it before Kyle Shanahan, who's made it twice.
Along with the fact Kyle Shanahan had been in his position longer than both of them.
Yeah.
And both of them won would possibly, if Mike were to win it, both of these people won their first Super Bowl in their first couple of years. Nick Sirianni, first couple of years. And you, the son of the great Mike Shanahan, still can't get it done?
Are we cursed? That's the real question. Are we
I don't know,
cursed?
man, but I can say this: ever since Eddie D left, we 0-3.
Did you see what Eddie D said?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's crazy, bro.
I'm gonna say this. It's because you saw what I put in the chat. Him and John Gruden, they were having that conversation. The number one thing that I see with this current ownership that I didn't see with the previous ownership is the fact they care about money. Eddie D wasn't thinking about money. Eddie D was thinking about winning.
Yeah.
The man dominated a decade of football. The 49ers in the 80s literally were the best team by winning percentage. And we came away with, 3 Super Bowls? 4? So, for me, Eddie D had the right formula. Treat everyone like family. Bring people in. Eddie D knew you. He knew your kids. He knew your grandkids. He knew your auntie that had cancer, who he accidentally, randomly paid the bill for because it's just who the hell he was as a human being.
Mm-hmm.
And he still has he said once a month he still has food, has dinner with these people. This is the ownership I'm talking about. That's what we need. Jed York, where are you? I ain't seen Jed York in several years. I don't know where you at. You know what you're doing? You too worried about a damn soccer team and some hockey team. You don't care about the Niners. You care about asses and seats, which is why you keep giving Kyle a contract extension. Because at least every other year, he's going to be okay. And he's going to be good enough. And he's going to give you just enough hope to keep that money flowing. But he's not getting the job done. And you're not even looking at that. Yeah. I can tell you right now, and this is just me. Honestly, if you sat down with Eddie DeBartolo and I'm like, hey, man, how would you feel about Kyle? I mean, hell, Bill Walsh won you 3 of them joints. And you was ready to move on from him to Dennis Erickson. This dude lost you too. I personally think Eddie D would be like, man, it's time to move the hell on. He's a good coach. It's cool, but he need to go. Because you can't keep doing that. And that's my problem. The Yorks don't have the same mindset as Eddie did. And if you don't treat the team the way that you're supposed to treat them, you don't get the right, hell, by bare minimum, at least get the right damn training staff in here. Jesus, keep the injuries down, something. But it leans toward the fact that y'all are worried about dollars and cents and you're not worried about actually bringing a Super Bowl to this franchise. Because if you were, you would definitely be looking and going, why are we sustaining so many injuries? Kyle and John, I know I'm just the owner, but I would think you might want to hire somebody who has an expertise in football and not fucking hockey.
Yeah, because this fan here would like to witness a goddamn Super Bowl. I saw my other teams win a damn championship.
I literally and that's the worst part. And somebody even put up a short about this and literally said, like, it hurts to be a Niner fan if you were born after their last Super Bowl. Because all you've seen is failure in the Super Bowl. You've watched them have great seasons. You watched them have great players, but you are not watching them win Super Bowls. Everybody and their mama winning Super Bowls, but us. And it's getting old and it's getting tired. At some point, I need Jed York to step up his owner game.
If I wanted to be a Raiders fan, I would have been a Raiders fan, okay?
Thank you. You know what I'm saying?
Or I would have been a Cowboys fan, okay? But no, I'm a fucking Niner fan. I want to see a fucking Super Bowl win, man.
If Mike McDonald pulls off a Super Bowl win, I will go nuclear on Kyle. And I will go into Twitter Spaces where I love to troll. By the way, I have so much
fucking troll like crazy, bro.
I haven't been in Twitter Spaces.
And Ross,
I have everybody in there be on fire. They be mad and screaming, and you're stupid.
What the fuck are you talking about, Deon?
What are you talking about? And I'm sitting here and I'm looking like, at the end of the day, the number one thing I got on y'all is facts and reality. Y'all, we just gotta wait. We just gotta wait. So we should just keep waiting. So if it takes Kyle 25 years to get to a Super Bowl and actually win one, we should just keep waiting.
Hell no.
Because the man, 3 years, people, 3 years of consistency. You do not believe me? Look it up. From 21 to 24 is his years of consistency. Other than that, it has either been up and down or bad. But I could run it down for you right now. 2017, 2018, garbage. Bad.
Yeah.
2019, Super Bowl.
Good.
2020, horrid. 21 to 24, great. 24 to 25, bad. 25 to 26, okay. So players, media pundits, let's stop with this. Kyle keeps us in it every year. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. 9 years and you've only had 3 years of consistency, sir? I'm sorry. You're not the guy everybody makes you out to be. And with the way that things go, like our receiving core was so beat up, I definitely anticipated seeing Jordan Watkins at some damn point.
Yeah.
But what did we see? One game, maybe two? If that?
I only remember like one.
Let me see right now. Hold on. I still got the stats up. So let me look at it. Jordan Watkins, the man was in 4 games. He was targeted 3 times and caught 2 passes for 12 yards. No, sorry, he caught 2 passes for 26 yards. So he averaged 13 yards a catch.
Yeah.
Technically speaking. So I'm a little confused on why he couldn't do anything. We did have a good year with all the injuries. That much is true. But all I'm saying is Super Bowl, I'm a Patriots fan. I do not want – I can't. Everybody's like, well, they'll be the greatest franchise. They'll have the most Super Bowls. I'm like, bro, they already have 6. The only other team that has 6 is the Steelers. So, yes, I'd rather them get their 7th and be the lone, holder of 7 Super Bowls than to watch the Seahawks win on my field. Do you understand what I have to deal with? Do you understand if I was a Seahawks player, I got to walk onto your field and play you that year because we play each other twice a year? I'm walking onto your field and reminding you of the celebration that I had. I am telling you where I slept with my wife on your training tables, and you know what I'm saying, and where I took a piss over there on that wall, and where I put out my cigar here. I will put you through a mental ringer. I will destroy your mental health, reminding you of the success I had on your field, and remind you again on top of that you came to my house and it was belt to ass.
And don't forget, they already came to our house and celebrated getting the 1 seed in the division.
Yeah.
Bro,
yeah.
I just saw something right now that said they left cigars in the locker room on purpose.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So this is where I go when it comes to that, man. You know what I'm saying? What do you say? What you got to what I got to take here in Seattle if they win?
That's true.
You just want to stay in hiding, Jason.
Yeah.
Stay in hiding. Don't come out, or if you come out, don't wear nothing Niners. They'll go on your head and they will not shut the hell up. You will be stuck like Chuck. But either way, man, season was to me. If I had to give it anything, I'd give it about a B-, maybe a C+, just due to all the injuries. And the fact that we dragged ourselves into the playoffs and got a W. But next year you got to do that again, Kyle. And next year it's gonna be even harder because you ain't got no receivers, bro.
Yeah.
Just real quick before we get out of here, I want to share this because I do have our free agents really quick, and then we'll get up out of here because I don't want to keep holding y'all. But this is our free agent list. So just look at the receivers. Jawan Jennings, Kendrick Bourne, Sky Moore. No one cares about Trent Taylor. But out of those guys,
Taylor was at George's house watching the game too.
yeah, bro. But I mean, they're friends. Like they homies. Like him and Trent are actually tight. I think they're like best friends.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'd keep JJ and I'd go ahead and keep Sky Moore. Why?
Yeah.
I need JJ because I ain't got no other damn receivers. I need Sky Moore because I need a returner. Unless you believe in Junior Burgundy, you're just going to give him that spot. It's the only other thing you can do. Now, if you want to really just take a look at it, we could just do a quick yes or no on this. Yetur Gross-Matos, that's a no.
Hell no.
No, I'm good.
All right, good. Jordan Elliott, don't really
No.
care. Spencer Burford, probably gonna get tendered or re-signed.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind if he's back.
I'm not.
No.
I think we're all 50-50 on Spencer. If he's here,
Pinnock can go. Pinnock, bye-bye.
Jason Pinnock, I can care less if you leave.
No.
Don't bother me not one bit.
Gibbons.
I don't know why we always keep him, to be honest. It's like,
Yeah, he don't really do much.
Right. Gifford.
Goodbye. Don't care. Special teams
We'll see
ace.
you later.
That's the only reason you keep him.
Yeah. Bourne,
course,
I would love to keep. Honestly,
Bourne,
I would love to keep him.
Yeah, I guess so.
I like him. I like him a
The
lot.
keep the long snapper. He's a long snapper, bro. Why you
he's so old.
Snapper? They're old. Long snappers and punters are old as shit. Just keep them.
Mhm.
Ben Barch, goodbye. Get out of here.
Later.
Brian Robinson, he ain't.
Brian
like
Robinson. My
Brian
suggestion
Robinson?
to you, brother, is go elsewhere where you can go play and be used. You do not deserve this treatment.
I'd want him to stay, but
I would, but I don't want him here to sit on the bench.
For his sake, no.
For his sake, no.
Keep Morstead.
Tars,
Yeah. We need Morstead. We need Eddie P, of course.
Eddie P.
Eddie
Bring
P,
back Curtis
easily.
Robinson on.
No, thank you on Curtis Robinson for me.
Really?
Nah, I'm good off that.
I'm good on that.
Patrick Taylor, we could get rid of. He wasn't nothing.
Yeah. Trent Taylor's worthless. He was never anything. Matt Hennessy.
Hennessy,
maybe his depth.
maybe keep Wallow as depth too.
Garrett Wallow. Nah, we can let him walk.
I really want to
still
Nick
think
Martin.
you
No,
could
you
go
got
line,
to
yeah.
remember, we got Nick Martin, we got Tatum Bethune.
Yeah.
And then if we bring back Eric
And
Kendrick,
if they possibly
want
bring back
Kendrick
Curtis Robinson, which they probably would over Wallow anyway.
Chase Lucas.
Kendricks I definitely want. So Taron Jackson, he can go. Samuel, he's a restricted free agent. I would love to keep him.
I would love to keep him for
just
sure.
depth. I'd love to keep him. Jake Tonjes, you got to find a way to keep him.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Beal,
nope.
I don't know why he's even still here. Chase Lucas, keep him. Depth piece. Definitely keep Chase
Philly
Lucas.
Davis.
He can go. I don't care.
He can go. Pleasant.
Austin Pleasance.
Yeah, 50-50.
50 on him. Maybe.
Yeah.
Not too over the top. But hey, beat up, take time, baby.
All right, that's gonna do it for us. That's gonna conclude the 2025 season. We'll probably see you guys later down the line for the NFL draft. Until next time, guys, enjoy the Super Bowl. Hopefully the Patriots win.
Yes.
And as much as we don't want either team to win, we'd rather have the Patriots to win. But until next time, go Niners. Enjoy your weekend, guys.
Go Niners.
Peace.
Go Niners.